All right, and welcome to All Things Systems of Equations. Now in number 1 it says Horatio has 57 coins consisting of nickels, let's use N, plus dimes, D, plus quarters, Q, and once again he has 57 coins. So the number of nickels plus dimes plus quarters is equal to 57s. Now, it says, I'm going to skip this. It says he has, let's tackle it. He has twice as many dimes as nickels. Remember, you always put your multiplier by your second label. So 2n equals d. And lastly, it says if the coins are worth a total of 725, how much are they worth? Well, the thing that we have to do here, let me actually erase that and move it over so I have a little room. The thing we have to do here is ask ourselves, do we know the value of a nickel, a dime, or quarter? Well, how expensive is a nickel? It is 0.05 plus how expensive is a dime, 0.10 D plus, and our quarter is of course 0.25 Q equals 7.25. So here the value is implied, and once you know that, this is a pretty easy problem. Remember, for the twice as many dimes as nickels, you always put your multiplier with the second label. All right, let's move on to example number 2. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. It says find the value of y in the 3x3 system below. So for this one, all you have to do, remember, is you're just going to do, you'll go to your calculator. And it would be nice if I could spell right now, guys. Calculator. And then from there, once you're in your calculator, you'll just do menu 3, which says algebra, and then 2, which says len solve. Okay, so just remember menu 3, 2. Now one note, the next screen that pops up, it says something like number of equations. It'll always start it as a default of 2. Y'all have to delete that, change it to 3, and then you're going to click enter. You're going to click the enter button twice, times 2. And then from there, most of y'all know, you just plug that in. And this is the tricky part. It says find the value of y in the 3x3 system below. Okay, if you type this in your calculator, you'll get the solution 0, 1, -2. And if you were to write this, you would actually be wrong. Remember, this says find the value of y. And these always go in order of x, y, and z. So here we know y equals 1 is the actual answer that we're looking for. All right, let's move on to example number 3. Okay, this one says a student used the elimination method on the 3x3 system of equations below. Which of the following could be a resulting system? Now what I want y'all to notice about these answer choices is that there is no z. So what we're going to have to do is we're actually going to have to eliminate z. And this is where we use our t-chart. So notice that right here, z has a coefficient of 1. So that's the row that I want to use. I want to use row 2 plus row 1. And I want to do row 2 plus row 3. Now from here the question becomes, okay, well how in the world do I get rid of this plus 6z? What is the opposite of positive 6z? And clearly it is negative 6z. So I want to multiply row 2 by negative 6. So negative 6 times 2x. Oh, I'm sorry. I put my row 2 first. So negative 6 times negative 5x minus 2y plus z is equal to 5. Okay? And then down here I have my row 1, which is of course 2x minus 4y plus 6z, and that is equal to negative 10. Now what I want to do is then distribute that negative 6. So negative 6 times negative 5 is 30x. Negative 6 times negative 2y is plus 12y. And negative 6 times z is negative 6z equals negative 6 times 5, negative 30. And when I add straight down, 2x plus 30x is 32x. and negative 4y plus 12y is plus 8y. My z's cancel out, and this is equal to negative 40. So here is one of my equations. Well, notice that is the equation in B, and that is the only time it's an equation. So clearly the answer choice is B. But to give ourselves just a little bit more practice, let's go ahead and ask ourselves, what would it take to cancel out the z value in row 3? So we're asking, what is the opposite of negative 2z? Well, it would be positive 2z. So here, what I can do is I can multiply positive 2 times row 2, which will be negative 5x minus 2y plus z is equal to 5. And I can write my row 3. I'll write that in orange. Why not? Row 3, of course, is 3x plus 2y minus 2z is equal to negative 2. Okay, let's go ahead and distribute. 2 times negative 5x is negative 10x. 2 times negative 2y is positive 4y. Let's see, is that correct? Yeah. Oh, it's negative. My bad, y'all. It is negative 4y. Positive times negative is a negative 4y. Positive 2 times z is plus 2z. And of course, 2 times 5 is 10. When I add these, 3x minus 10x is negative 7x. 2y minus 4y is negative 2y. And negative 2 plus 10 is 8. And we see that that is our second equation. All right? So all y'all have to do is identify what variable did they cancel, and then just use your row manipulation to cancel that variable. Okay, for number 4 it says this: Elaine purchased juice boxes, bags of chips, and candy bars for her friends and spent a total of $25.25. Now it's a very wordy problem. So let's just kind of go through here and let's talk about everything. Firstly, let's take a look at these last numbers. We have x plus 0.5y, 0.75z equals 25.25. Here we have the same thing. Here we have the same thing. And here we have essentially the same thing. So they're not going to allow us to cancel these out using the easy value equation. So let's talk about this. It says Elaine bought 6 fewer bags of chips. And ask yourself, what does 6 fewer bags mean to you? Well, it means minus 6. Then twice the number of candy bars. Well, remember, you always put the multiplier with the second thing. So here we have candy bars, and candy bars is labeled as x. So they really have this written out as negative 6 plus 2x. And in the problem, we have a 2x minus 6, a 6 minus 2y, a 2y minus 6, and a 6 minus 2x. Well, notice our 6 is negative, so wherever the 6 is positive, that's wrong. So it's wrong in D, it's wrong in C, and it could be between either A or B. The way they wrote this is y equals 2x minus 6. Okay, now it says she bought one more, so remember one more, that means plus 1, juice box than candy bars. This is a case where, once again, you kind of put the math with the second label. Candy bars are labeled x, so we're saying x plus 1 is equal to juice boxes, which are z. And the way that they write this is z equals x plus 1. So clearly, our answer is going to have to be letter A. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our final example. Okay, I don't think that y'all will see a problem as difficult as this, but this is going to really put everything kind of together. So Jose has nickels, dimes, and quarters. Nickels plus dimes plus quarters. However, it says how many nickels does he have. At the very end of this, they actually want you to go ahead and find the solution to this so you can figure out how many nickels does he have. So this is what we're going to do. All right, N is equal to X, D is equal to Y, and Q for quarters is equal to Z. So we'll transform this by saying X plus Y plus Z is equal to our total number of coins, which is 16. Now, how much is a nickel worth? Well, of course, that's 0.05x plus how much is a dime worth, that's 0.10y, and how much is a quarter worth, that's 0.25z, is equal to our total value, $2.65. From there, it says he has one less dime, so remember, one less means minus one, then twice as many nickels. Since nickels is our second label, we'd say -1 plus 2n, or the way that you'll probably see it is 2n minus 1 is equal to, oh, by the way, guys, what is n? N is x, so 2x minus 1 is equal to, and the first part of this was, the first label we saw was dime. Since dime is y, I'll write it like that. Y equals 2x minus 1. Now, if you put this into your calculator using menu 3, 2, you will get this solution. So you'll get the solution 3, 5, 8. And so the question becomes, well, what do we have these labeled as? Since this is x, y, and z, x would be our nickels. So we're going to say, hey, we have 3 nickels and 5 dimes, and we would have 8 quarters. And so the question, how many nickels does he have? The answer, of course, is B. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next video.